everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be my second ever review. My first review was on the Lottie dolls and I did an unboxing and kind of like a review. My second one is going to be on a game and it's going to be on Outlast Trinity. Now all the Outlast games have been out for a few years now and I got this one from Amazon. And for my birthday, the March just gone, I got a PS4. So I had this PS4 and I found this game on Amazon, and I'm really into like really scary horror games. So I picked this one up and I immediately fell in love with it as soon as I started playing. So on the Outlast Trinity, you've got the first Outlast game, you have the Outlast DLC game, which is Whistleblower, and then you have Outlast 2. So I'm just going to go game by game, telling you who you play, what it's really like, and how I enjoyed it. So the first Outlast starts, you are playing Miles Upshaw. And he is a investigative journalist, right? And he heads to this place called Mount Massive Asylum. And the whole way through the game, you are basically locked in this asylum and you have to find your way out, basically. And through every single Outlast game, they tell you specifically you are not a fighter. So you don't go in like you would on Black Ops, Call of Duty, anything like that, with a gun, a knife, Chevy, anything. You have nothing to use. So you literally just have yourself. And you have a camcorder, and all the way around the asylum you have to find batteries. And if you have no batteries, you can't put on night vision on your camera. So if you're in a really pitch black room, you cannot see shit. So that's another thing. You have to be really wary and really careful with all your batteries and your battery life on your camcorder. So the whole way around is just sheer terror. Like, oh my god, you guys, it is so friggin' scary. Honestly, if you love playing games and things just pop out and jump out at you, you are going to love this one because it is so creepy. So basically you just go through the whole asylum finding batteries. You pick up like notes and stuff which you can read. You write down your own notes as well, which you click on and you can read, and you have to sort of like read all the stuff you find because it helps you understand the game and what Mount Massive Asylum was and is. And it is so creepy, so friggin' freaky. Honestly, it got to the point with me when I was playing it that it freaked me out that much that I opened my bedroom door one time and I literally jumped because I full on thought that I saw something. Hi Miley. I full on thought that I saw like one of the creatures from Outlast. But that's just me. So yeah. It's such a cool game. It literally got like 10 out of 10 for me. I loved it so much. So scary, so suspenseful. Oh, it's so freaky, but it's so good. So if you guys like horror games, you need to check out Outlast because it is so good. Outlast Whistleblower, you are still in Mount Massive Asylum. But the difference in Outlast Whistleblower is you are playing someone who worked for the Mount Massive Asylum Corporation, which is Murkoff, and you're playing as Wayland Park. And you are secretly, like, you go to work and stuff, yada and you don't agree with what's happening in the asylum. So every now and again you hide yourself away and you start writing messages and sending emails to Miles Upshaw, the investigative journalist. So this is how it all sort of links together. And Wayland Park unfortunately gets found out by his boss and is actually sort of committed to the asylum. And again, you're trying to get out of this place. Again, it's so spooky, so freaking scary. Oh my lord, I'm not even kidding you. Because in each one there's like you've got all like spirits and spooky scary things happening, but there's always one main like scary character. So in Outlast it was in the first Outlast it was the Doctor, which is this guy. Yeah, he's like look at that glare. He's like the top guy, the top scary one. In Whistleblower, it's this guy down here. He's a bit freaky. Literally, he just follows you everywhere. You know he's coming because he carries like these freaking chains around with him, and it's so flipping scary. But yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say it's exactly the same as Outlast, because it's not, because you play, it's kind of like the same as the first one. The difference is you're playing someone who was on the inside instead of a journalist who's on the outside of it all, but it's still really interesting and really cool. And honestly, for me personally, I'd say the scare factor was about the same, if not worse, in Whistleblower. There's one really creepy part that I hated, and me and Beth I tried to do it and she tried to do it, and we got stuck on it for ages. And it's like you're in kind of like this basement thing, and there's like water everywhere, and this freaking guy with the bloody chains, he's in there with you, and it's pitch black, and all you can rely on is your camcorder and night vision, and you have to get from like one end all the way to the other. There's like these stairs, you have to go up these stairs and then jump across something and run before he gets you. But honestly, the amount of times we got up them stairs and then went to run, and he friggin' Wayland Park fell, and then as soon as you fall, this guy gets you. Whew! Man, it is so good. Again, I'd so give that game a 10 out of 10. Outlast 2 is by far my favourite. Okay, so when I first started playing it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this, because Outlast and Outlast Whistleblower were kind of the same. Like I said before, Outlast 1, you're playing as someone from the outside. Outlast Whistleblower, you're playing as someone on the inside of it all. But it's all based around, like, Mount Massive Asylum. And in Outlast 2, it's completely different, but then at the end, and sometimes you have to do some research on the game because it is a bit confusing at the end, you realise how this one ties in with the others as well. I'm not going to like ruin that for you guys if you do want to play the game, or you are currently playing it but you're not at the end. But Outlast 2 ended up being my favourite one out of all 3 games. It was absolutely incredible. Again, the scare factor was up there. I don't think Outlast 2 was as scary as Outlast 1 and Whistleblower, but definitely more creepier. So the more like jump scares were in Outlast 1 and Outlast Whistleblower, but the more like just freakiness and just so creepy, definitely in Outlast 2. It is so mad. So basically, you're playing as Blake Langerman, and he and his wife, Lynn, they're both like, it's kind of like Outlast 1 again, they're both like investigative journalist people, and they're going to this place, I think it's in Arizona, and it's like this desert, and they're meant to be going there, and they are investigating this woman. She was a pregnant woman and she ended up dead basically, and nobody knows if she died of natural circumstances, of the baby she was carrying because she was pregnant, if I already just mentioned that, and or she was murdered. Nobody really knows. So they're basically a couple and they're going to investigate. Before they even get there, man, shit hits the fan. They're flying over the place in a helicopter, and the helicopter crashes, goes down completely. Lynn gets taken away by God knows what, and you just wake up. So yeah, you're Blake Langerman, and you have no idea where you are. You're not a fighter, just like in the other 2. You have nothing, you just have your camcorder. So you have to go around and you literally have to document everything with your camcorder. So in Outlast and Outlast Whistleblower, you documented stuff again. That's when like you wrote the notes down for like your own record. In Outlast 2, you really have to have your camcorder out all the time, like just friggin' scanning around everything, because you have these little red circles that come up on certain spots, and you have to hold it there until the circle's finished. Then after you've gone off your gameplay, you click on the videos that are in like on the menu bit, you click on your videos, and Blake is actually talking. So when he films it, he doesn't say anything, it's just silent, and you wait for the red circle to go around. But when you watch the videos back, the dude is actually talking, and he says stuff about what he's seeing. So basically, the whole way through Outlast 2, you are going straight through this island, fighting off, well, not really fighting, but kind of running away basically from this whole crazed up town. They're it's so weird. They're like, they all believe that like the end is coming, and they take Lynn and they actually impregnate her. And she apparently has this baby. And I say it like this, if you guys have played, you understand why. It's so freaky. I wouldn't say it's as scary as Outlast and Outlast Whistleblower, but it is definitely up there in the creep factor. So weird. The creatures that you run into are so scary. And the main dude in this one is this big guy here. That's Papa Nuff. He's sort of rules everything. He's like the main guy in it. But honestly, it's so good. So yeah, basically you're just going through this whole town, across like this desert, through this town, trying to find your wife, Lynn. And meanwhile sort of like running away from these guys and people, and this one bitch who I friggin' hated. Literally, she comes out at you with like this friggin' pickaxe thing and like this black like long shawl shit on with the hood, and then comes after you with this friggin' thing and just hacks you to death. So that's absolutely freaky. Freaked me out. She's really difficult to get away from as well. But yeah, I'm not gonna like spoil it. But in Outlast 2, it does get a bit confusing because Blake has this past with this girl, and turns out something really sick and really bad happens to her, and it's actually really upsetting. I nearly teared up halfway through the game because you do find out what happens to this girl, and it's really upsetting. Her name's Jessica, I believe. And yeah, so one minute you'll be in the Arizona desert in this town, and then the next minute you could hide in a locker or hide somewhere. You walk out and you're in this school. So basically it flips back and forth between Blake's memory of being back at school and with Jessica, and then being in the Arizona desert trying to find his wife Lynn. So it is kind of confusing, but after a while and after you flip back and forth a few times, it's quite easy to understand and like get used to. But yeah guys, that was my review on the Outlast Trinity. Like I said before, this is the 3 games in one. Outlast 1, Outlast Whistleblower, the DLC, which is kind of like a spin-off from Outlast, and the Outlast 2. A lot of people, when I researched Outlast 2, said they really hope the DLC version of Outlast 2 is going to be from Lynn's perspective, because that would be so friggin' sick, and it's so good. But yeah, the guys who made this are called the company's Red Barrels. I think they did an absolutely friggin' incredible job of all 3 of these games. Absolutely amazing. If you like horror and you like scary shit, get this game. It is amazing. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you like my little reviews on different things like games, books, films, Netflix shows, DVDs, anything, just leave me a comment in the comment section below and like this video so I know to do more, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.